Third graders, today we enter Unit 3, the Human Body System and Senses, Day 12. We have Day 13, and then we have our test. So just letting you know, it's today and Monday of this. Tuesday is going to be a pause day where we're going to stop. We're going to recollect ourselves. We're going to make sure we know the information we need to know. And then we'll move on Wednesday testing, start our new unit on the 4th on Thursday. Sound good? So awesome unit. I've enjoyed it. Just letting you know we're kind of wrapping up. So today we are actually, and I forgot to put up our title of today, but today is all about the clean bill of health. So we're going to be talking about health and keeping your bodies healthy and really just taking care of yourselves. We know a lot about our muscular system and our skeletal system and our nervous system and how they're interconnected or how they work together. And today we are going to talk about how to keep those pieces of your body healthy as well. We will jump into our vocabulary for today's read aloud. We do not have a reading portion today where you're reading. We are going to do a little bit of word work, and the final piece was we're going to do a lot with language today. So going back and talking about nouns, verbs, adjectives, compound sentences, different types of sentences, kind of a review of all of that, paragraph writing, and make sure we understand what those words mean and how to use them. Sound good? So jumping into our vocabulary for today. Our first word we have is the word delicate. What's our word?
Delicate.
If something is delicate, it's easily broken or damaged. So I put up bones up there. Bones are actually pretty strong, but bones might become delicate if what?
If you break.
If you're old, right? That's a good one. What else? Yep.
If you no longer live and your bones are still there.
So they might become delicate. So if it's just a pile of bones, but not the rest of your body, help and keep it healthy. Haley?
If you're like really sick or something.
If you're really sick, your bones could go bad a little bit, right?
If you like break them and like they still don't like fix up, or like it's kind of just like if they do fix up, but it's kind of just like a delicate.
So if you break it and it maybe doesn't fix quite correct, what is it that helps our bones stay healthy, guys? Kaylin, what was that? That dairy. What was in a dairy that helped our bodies stay so healthy? Zena? Well, milk is an example of dairy, so it's one of the products we want to be using and drinking. Claire? Calcium. Remember what's in our bones?
Calcium.
Calcium. So if we don't have calcium, your bones could become delicate as well. Now, you also, things that you might think of delicate as well, like a flower. Is a flower pretty delicate?
Yeah.
Yeah. We know that, wash your hands. We know that our eardrums are delicate. It's just a thin membrane, right? So eardrums are going to be delicate. So something that's going to be easily broken or damaged. Next up, we have miraculously. What's our word?
Miraculously.
I didn't have a fabulous picture that went with our reading for this one. So miraculously could be amazing. It could be incredible. I think it goes really well with that wondrous word you learned yesterday. Wondrous, right? Wondrous, miraculously, amazingly, incredible. They all kind of fit together. Yes, Haley?
I use the word wondrous.
I love it, and Aiden used it in his writing as well. It's fabulous when you can use our words in your own work. Our next word is the word posture. Everybody sit up nice and tall. Posture is the way in which you hold or carry your body. So you might have really good posture where your shoulders are pulled back, your head is held high, your back is straighter. This takes a little bit of effort to sit like this, right? My dancers might not have as much of a problem because it's important to their dancing, gymnastics. Now, how do most of you sit in your chair most of the day? Kind of slumped over, right? And you see the curve in the back, your shoulders come forward. It's not as good for you. But posture is just how you carry your body. So we see different postures as well represented. Our next one is the word wiring. What's our word?
Wiring.
Wiring has multiple meanings, but when we're thinking about wiring in our bodies, it's that system or network of wires that carries electricity from one place to another. In our body, it might not necessarily be electricity, but we have that wiring, and it's how our bodies really work together and flow throughout each other. So that wiring of our bodies today. Oh, that was like the wiring in a brain. The messages that go out from a brain. So I just thought it was interesting. Today we are going to, like I said, we're going to be reading about a clean bill of health. This is our last one in which we're going to be hearing about the human body system. The last read aloud. Sound good? You've learned quite a bit of information about how the human body works thus far. Today we went to our KWL chart and we put up some of our most fascinating things we learned. And I want to take a minute to share some of that with you. Does that sound good? Perfect. I'm going to take a minute to share some of those pieces with you. That someone said they learned that they have an outer ear, an inner ear, and a middle ear. That was fresh from yesterday, wasn't it? That's a great one to learn. I knew that there was inside, but I didn't know about that inner ear piece before yesterday. They learned that your ear has a little bone called little bones in it, right? And then it also has a cochlea in there. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Now, the cochlea is not a bone, but we have those three little bones. What are those three little bones called? Haley, help us with one of them. Hammer. Grayson? Stirrup. Hammer, stirrup, and the last one, Charlie?
Anvil.
The anvil. Very good. So we've got those three bones in there as well. They're the three tiniest bones. Fabulous. Oops, almost threw that one down. Oh, your earwax cleans your ear. Now, does it fully clean your ear?
No.
No, but it helps collect all the stuff that could hurt your ear, right? Let's see. We have nerves in our eyes. That's probably a pretty important one, isn't it? We have over 1 billion nerves. I think that's a fabulous one because it's pretty important, right? Over 1 billion nerves. How many bones?
160.
206 bones. How many bones?
206.
How many muscles do we have? Ooh. Let's practice that hand raising unless I give us the signal, okay? Brock, how many bones?
650.
Do you guys agree or disagree? Awesome. Good job. 650 bones. Your brain tells every part of your body what to do. Does it all go through your brain? Most of it does, right? We talked about how some of our reflexes, they kind of bypass that piece because they're so fast. They're firing so fast. But it's going through our brains. Now, some of the things our brain does, remember, they're unconscious, where it's just happening, right? Like, what are some unconscious things we do? Ray?
Your heart beats by itself.
Your heart is unconscious. We're not thinking about that. It's just doing it. It's that involuntary action. Good. What are some other things we don't think about? Our heart just tells it to do, or our head just tells us to do it. Brain. Kyler?
Involuntary muscles.
All of those involuntary muscles. So the heart is one. Those cardiac muscles are one of those sets of involuntary. Kaylin, start here. One question before we get there. What are some other involuntary muscles we have? Joey.
Your whole digestive system.
Your digestive system. It's just working on its own. They're filled with muscles pushing that food down, but your body's not telling you what to do. Lexi, any other involuntary muscles?
Your eyes.
Your eyes. Now, are those ones involuntary?
Yes.
I wasn't here during that unit. During the eyes day. So some of that is new to me. That's why I had to ask. Let's see. Kaylin, tell us what else is involuntary we don't have to think about. What was that? I can't hear you, sweetie, at all. Oh, when your ribs move? Now that happens because we're breathing, right? But that breathing is involuntary, right? I don't say breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. If I am, it's very controlled breathing. Good. Let's go back to what else we've learned so far. Lots of 1 billion nerves again. Let's see. So many bones. That's what someone wrote. You have 3 bones in your ear. You have a lot of nerves. Someone put probably 1,000, but we know it's more like a billion. Your nerves send messages to your brain. You have 300 bones when you're a baby, about 200 when you're a grown-up. That's kind of cool, right? Why do our bones fall out? No, what happens to those bones? Viola. They fuse together. They come together. Very good. Sorry, some of these are harder to read than others, and I can't necessarily read them. Ooh, I learned that the pupil gets bigger when it's dark and it gets smaller when it's light because the pupil takes in what?
The light.
The light. So when it needs to get bigger and let more light in when it's really dark out, and when it's really bright, it's like, oh my God, no! Slightly vampire-ish. Good. You guys have learned fabulous things so far. Do you still have a lot you kind of wonder about the human body?
Yes.
Good. We're going to take some time later to add more to our wonder and come back and see if we can revisit some of our questions if we have time today. Sound good? Okay. Let's get ready to jump into our reading today.